Good morning, students. Now we are continuing our chapter number 8, motion. We will see that in our previous video we will study the introduction part of this chapter, means what we are going to study in this chapter we will already seen in our previous video. Now we are going to study one by one all the points that we are going to study in this chapter. So what was the first point of this chapter? The first topic is rest and motion. These all belongs to states. We will study that in chemistry there are three type of states, solid, liquid and gas, but in physics only there are two types of states, one is rest and one is motion. The rest is also known as stationary, means in somewhere the term rest and somewhere the term stationary are used, both have same meaning. Okay. Now in physics there are two states, one is rest and stationary and one is motion. So first we will see that what is rest state. So the rest, the position is fixed, means if I will stand here, so my position is fixed. The blackboard have a fixed position. So we will say that the blackboard is at rest. If I will stand here and I am not changing my position with respect to time, then I will say I am at a rest or at a stationary. So some examples of rest objects are tree. Tree doesn't change their position with respect to time. Schools, then pole, then all these things that doesn't change their position with respect to time, that object is at a rest. What the second type of state is motion. What is motion? An object is said to be in motion when it's said to be in motion, means when its position changes continuously with respect to a stationary objects taken as reference points or origin. And the second definition of motion is the phenomenon in which an object changes its position with respect to time. Example, flying birds, swimming fishes, blood in veins, rotating planets. There are two definitions of motion. Which one is right? First one? Second one? Yes, second one is right. Yeah, first one is also right. Both, what was wrong here? I have separated these two with the different definitions. Why I will define as separately? Because first we have to understand what is reference point. Without reference point, we doesn't able to say that the object is in a motion or not. So according to reference point, we will say that this object is in motion or not. Then what is reference point? I will give you one example, then you will understand what is reference point. And reference point is also known as origin also. Okay. If here is a tree, okay, and two boys are standing. Here is boy 1, here is boy 2, and boy 1 is saying that I am 10 meter far away from tree, and boy 2 said that, saying that I am 20 meter far away from tree. Okay, if I will rough the tree from here, then what was the first statement of boy 1? I am 10 meter far away from. Then boy 2 is saying I am 20 meter far away from. Here their statement is false. Why? Because they doesn't clarify that they are far away from which objects. They doesn't have the fixed point. Then here the statement is wrong. So when the statement is right, when they have a fixed point. So here the fixed point is a tree, so the statement is going to be right if they will say that I am 10 meter far away from tree, I am 20 meter far away from tree. So if they have a fixed point, then the statement is right. So this fixed point is called as reference point. If we are sitting in a train, okay, then what happen? The train is moving, okay, but when we look outside, what we imagine, what we see, the train is not moving, they are standing at the same place. When it will cross some objects that are seen out of the train, one tree will pass away, then we will recognize that, yeah, we are moving, the train is moving. So how we will notate that we are in a motion, the train are in a motion or not? When a fixed point will pass away, and according to fixed point we will observe that we are moving or not. So that fixed point is called reference point or origin. So an object is said to be in motion when its position changes continuously with respect to reference point. Okay. So the second, and this type of phenomenon in which object changes its position with respect to time. Here we have two, the motion is depends and in two, one is reference point and second one is time. Mean it was depends on reference point as well as time. So what was the definitions comes out? If an object is said to be in motion when object will change the position with respect to reference point as well as time, then it is said that the object is in a motion. One example: flying bird, swimming fish, blood in a vein, rotating planets. These all are the examples of motions. And I will give you one universal example. When you will see in a sky at a daytime, what happens? You will see that the sun is continuously moving with us. Means they are not changing the place, right? But whenever we will see that the sun is at the same place, okay, they are moving with us. So if the cloud will pass, when we will see a cloud, what happens? The cloud, doesn't notify that the cloud is moving or not. When it will cross the sun and particles that are seen at the sky, then we will notice the cloud is also moving. Okay, so these are the examples of motion. So motion is totally depends on reference point as well as time. Means it will change, the position will be changes with respect to reference point as well as time, then it is called the object is in a motion. Now our second point that we are going to discuss in this chapter, that is physical quantity and system of unit. What physical we have already studied in introduction. I will told you there are two type of physical quantities, one is scalar quantities and one is vector quantities. So all these quantities which can be measured, means the quantities that we can measure, that all comes in a physical quantity. Like example, length, mass, time, temperature, force, pressure, work, all these are the examples of physical quantities. Now physical quantities, there are two types, scalar and vector quantities. What are the difference between scalar and vector? The scalar quantities are not dependent on direction, means it doesn't need direction, they have only a magnitude. What is magnitude? The numerical value is called magnitude. They can be described only by magnitude. Example, length, mass, time, temperature, density. These all are depends on magnitude. Okay, they needs unit also. Okay, I told you now, if the length of the pen is 10, then how we will recognize what was the length? If I will join as unit also, then we will understand and we will recognize the actual length of a pen. Vector quantities. Vector quantities, it is depends on both direction as well as magnitude. Means the physical quantities which have both direction as well as magnitude, that quantity is called vector quantities. Example, force. Force is the example of vector quantity. The vector quantities are denoted by F bar. Means we will symbol of ray on F, that is denoted of, means the vector quantity is denoted by F. Now here are example how force have both magnitude as well as direction. You will see here, if I will say that you have to put this box in a east direction, so here one boy is standing at a left side of a box and one boy is standing at a right side of a box. They both applying force in opposite directions. What happens? Boy 1 will apply 5 Newton force. The force is, the SI unit of force is Newton. Okay. Now boy 1 is applying 5 unit force and boy 2 apply 10 Newton force. Okay. Then what happen? The boy 2 apply double force of boy 1. Okay. Then the total force on the net force apply on a box is 5 Newton and in a west direction. So what I will say to him, to apply the force in a, means you have to put this box in a east direction, but the net force is applying on a west direction. So the box will goes west direction. Okay, so that is not a vector quantity. Why? Because I am saying you have to put box in each direction. Then what happen? The boy 2 change the position and it will come here. And now both are applying in a force in a same direction, 5 Newton and 10 Newton. So the net force applied on a box is 15 Newton and the box will change their position from here to here in a east direction. So here the magnitude has a 15 and the direction is in east, so they have both magnitude as well as direction, then it is called vector. And here what we are doing, we are applying force, that's why force is a vector quantity. Okay, understand? Now we will study in numericals and in chapters different types of vector quantities and scalar quantities also. Now systems of unit. Tools using which can measure physical quantities effectively. Means if we will notice the length that we are measuring from a scale, so if we will measure the length with any scale, all the have same length. Okay, if I have a big scale, in that from the length is 1 to 30 centimeter and I have a small scale, it has 1 to 5 centimeter. So both have same. If I will measure 2 centimeter with small scale as well as with the large scale, the 2 centimeters are same in both the scale. Why? Because these have measure length. This instrument is made as with the help of standardized value. Okay, and the standardized value is applicable in all over the world. Means I will say that this pencil is 10 centimeter in India, then as well as it has the same length in Australia also, in USA also, because in all the world there we have used a standardized value, and the standardized value was taken by SI unit, and SI, what is the full form of SI, is International System of Unit. On this basis we will taking all the tools, we are making all the tools on whatever they are giving the length and whatever they are giving instructions. On that basis we will making any tools. Length are measured in kilometer, meter and centimeter, mass, kg and grams. Now they give us two system, one is MKS system, one is CGS system. You will study in higher classes in 11th what is MKS system and what is CGS system. M is here meter, K is kilo and S is second, and it is for greater value and it is for smaller value, centimeter, gram and seconds. So in this video we will study our two topics of this chapter. One is states and second one is our physical quantities or system of units. So in our next video we will study about distance and displacements and all other topics. Thank you.